Good morning. Wes Parker here, talking to you at sunrise, which isn't really that early. We're in Colorado and it's about 7:30, but I wanted to catch the morning light coming through the kitchen windows onto my levels. And if she could shoot right down through here, she'd see that they all say the same thing. This big long slab of cherry is a fairly level thing. So I'll talk about my first one. This is an 8-foot level, which you don't use very much in ordinary circumstances. But we were building 12-foot walls here, my son and I. And when you put a 6-foot level up against them, you get half the story. So it's also good for marking out pieces of plywood. You can lay it down and get one single mark. Now the next one here is a 6-footer. This is the one I actually use the most doing larger work. It's a nice light level, very true, just good to work with. This next one here is a 4-footer. This is actually the first level I bought. I think I bought it in 1982. It was probably the second or third, probably the third tool I bought. I had a nice tool pouch, I had a skill saw, then I bought this thing. So he and I have been together for 34 years, hard to believe, but still a good level. This next one here is a 42-incher. This was a 4-foot level. Sometimes if you're trying to level across sills, and if it's a 4-foot sill, sometimes the rough opening is just a little bit too tight for this one. And you just never really know when a certain length is going to come in handy when you're doing a job. Next one is a whole different kind of level. It's a 2-foot level. So basically I use it mostly in cabinet work, setting countertops, all that kind of stuff. It's made by a German company called Stabila. And when I first heard about Stabilas, I went to a local lumberyard where we lived at that time in Maryland. And it was a lumberyard that handled a lot of stonework, masonry stuff too. And there was a salesman there. He took not this level, but a Stabila level, throwing it around the room, hitting masonry. And I guess he had been hitting it all morning long, that same level. And then he put it on top of an electronically balanced scale, and it always read perfectly level. The guy said lifetime guarantee. It's been an amazing level. I've probably had it 20, 25 years, I guess. This one here is an 18-incher. Nice little level. What I love about it is that it's the exact same, overall proportions and dimensions of the bigger ones, just short-bodied. And it's really handy for smaller things like shelving. Just a nice level. My mother-in-law bought it for me years ago, so that's a special place in my heart. Now this one, made by Stanley. I don't have a lot of Stanley tools because I'm not a big fan of Stanley, but if we look over here, this is one of the cool things that this thing can do. Just over here, look over on the metal here, it can go and attached. So it's mostly for metal framing, which I've done a little bit over the years. I put it on my racks when I'm resetting my solar panels. It has an adjustable dial, which is kind of handy when you're doing roof pitches, or if the instructions say, set the roof panels at 37 degrees, you can rotate this thing. Let's see. Actually, I had it probably set on about 37 degrees. And then you tilt it and you tilt it and you tilt it, and then once that bubble reads level, you know that roof pitch or whatever it is you're trying to hit is 37 degrees. It's a nice level, it really is. Now let's see here. This is same company as this one. Just a sweet little thing. Great for really small areas. I think it might be the smallest of the true levels that I own. I keep it right in my tool bag, real handy. So it's used all the time. These two here are slightly different kinds of level. This is called a sight level. It's made by a company called Berger, which, I think it does say it right on there, sight level. What you do with this one is, you already know what your height is from your eye. When you look through this, there's a little bubble inside there. Once you get it level and you sight and you hit grade, then you know that wherever that grade is hitting, it is exactly like 5'6" or 5'7" above where you are. I use this to actually lay out our 1/4 mile long driveway. that runs right up to our cabin here. Interesting tool, real neat. This is another kind of level, but it's called a line level. You know, you can kind of see how that works. You run your string line through there, you get it super tight, and then usually it takes two people, but you can get it level way at the very end of the line, and it'll remain level at the center of the line as long as your line is very, very tight. And it has its particular uses as well. These guys are all basically what they call tri-squares or adjustable squares. You know, big, little, big, you know, small, medium, and large, like the Goldilocks trio here. But they all have little levels built into them. You know, right in here, you can see that. And this is for really small work, mostly finer work, cabinet type stuff. And if you unloosen the pin, you slide it, and then you've got your level. I think most of these, all these types of squares, this isn't a discussion, they all come with a pin in the heel. See the little tiny pin they all have? And this pin pulls out, or screws out, I forget how it comes out. Let's see if I can get one of these little ones out. There it is. This pin here, if you can see it, is a marking pin. And that's if you're ever doing work. It's mostly for steel or aluminum or metal. You just take it, you know, put the square on, and it's like a scratch awl, sort of like a miniature awl. It's odd, but almost all of these tools come with the pin built inside. Well, that's it for my levels. This is Wes Parker signing out, and I am at your service.